Hi everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I just watched a Facebook short on parents who affirm their children in the trans delusion, and I agree with the person who did the video. I think any parent that affirms their child in this trans delusion is abusive, is messed up in some way. Nearly swore. But I did it for just over a year. So from my perspective, I don't really have any excuse on why I did it. For me, it was that I had no idea whatsoever of the trans situation. I know that's hard to believe because it happened over sort of the end of 2020 into the beginning of 21. And you'd think that I would have known, I should have known, but I didn't. I didn't know at all. I wasn't online in that way, and I certainly wasn't mixing with those types of crowds. The TERFs, big up the TERFs. So I didn't have a clue. I didn't know about all these middle-aged men, autogynephiles. I didn't know about all these teenage girls, which my daughter was one, that were being groomed online, that were being manipulated into this situation. They call it RAGD, rapid onset gender dysphoria. And because she'd been through a lot, I won't go into detail, but she'd been through a lot of the typical stuff that teenage girls can sometimes go through, the trauma stuff. I thought as part of her healing journey. And even when her friends joined her on the alphabet train, I felt bad because I was like, they're obviously, well, I say I felt bad. I felt that it was all just silliness, that they were just being empathetic to my daughter, which probably was the case. Let's face it, you know, women and girls are very empathetic, and they're the most likely to get involved in this kind of stuff. Suicidal empathy, it's called. Gadsad came up with that. Very good. But it wasn't till she started going to groups and they started talking about medication, and I was told by an LGBT group activist type person to get her on puberty blockers, and I was offered Helen Webberley's number and told to contact the Tavistock because it hadn't been closed down at that point. That it dawned on me because I did the research. So I suppose my main thing would be, if anyone comes across this video who is unaware of the trans situation and thinks that they are just letting their kids do something silly, letting them go through a little bit of a phase, a bit of a trend. It's not a trend, it's not a phase, and it's definitely not silly. It's really dangerous, really dangerous. And if I hadn't done what I did and affirmed my daughter, I would have been able to get her out more or less straight away. In fact, probably one conversation of, yeah, but you're not a boy, would have probably done it. But because I went the other way, it took me, after I peaked, it took me a further 1.5 to 2 years to get her out. And she suffered a lot mentally, physically and emotionally during that time. So please, please don't affirm your child in their delusion. Don't go along with the trans bullshit, please. Do your research. Contact me if you want to, not an issue. But this is not, it's not a trend, it's not a phase, it's not something silly. This is a cult, a really, really bad cult. And if you're not careful, your child will effectively be lobotomized, or the modern version of. So please don't do what I did. It's really bad.